I'm excited to welcome on one of the newest members of Michigan State and one of the top guys in 2022 right now. My guy, what's going on today, bro?
What's up? What's up?
Not much, man. Well, it's now been a little over a week since you made your commitment. Just what does it feel like to officially kind of be a part of Michigan State now?
Feels nice. Feels amazing to be a part of such an amazing program, and just it feels nice to come in and get that my basketball recruitment out of the way.
And let's talk about this. I mean, you are 2022. You still have some time until you really had to make your announcement. Why was right now the right time for you?
Just felt like I didn't want to lead any college coaches on, and waste time and let other college coaches believe that I'll maybe going to their schools when I feel like I just found the place for me and MSU was it. So, and also because of COVID, I couldn't really go on much visits. So I thought, why waste the time and just or commit right away to the place I feel like is home.
And I read about a story, man. Coach Izzo came out, flew out and visited you out in Canada. Was that something that was really appealing and really kind of brought you in closer to Michigan State?
Yeah, he came out to come see me. Took a plane with his staff and him as a head coach to come down and see me. Usually, it's always the assistant coaches that come down, but he came down as a head coach. That really meant a lot to me. And I've also said that was the first time in like 15 to 20 years that he came down to recruit a Canadian kid. So that was just like, wow, like this is a place I don't want to be. It's like that gesture was just meant a lot to me.
And you're a guy being recruited by pretty much every school in the country. But I mean, it's something that's different about coaches like Coach Tom Izzo, or some of those big time coaches that are Hall of Fame coaches, or some of the best to ever do it. To know that that kind of caliber coach wanted you, what did that mean to you?
It meant a lot. I didn't think that I could gain like that type of attention, and be recruited by a school that big. So it meant a lot to me. It just shows all my hard work is paid off. And I just want to say thank you to Coach Izzo.
And whenever that time does come at you end up playing Michigan State, how excited should you be coached by a guy like Tom Izzo?
I'm super excited. I know he's a hard coach. You have to be disciplined, but the coaches that I've been coached by are very, very hard on. And, they're very strict, and I'm able to take that type of role and that type of pressure. So I'm super excited and happy to be coached by someone amazing and high as Coach Izzo.
I mentioned a little bit ago that you pretty much had every school in the country either have already offered you or have big time interest in you. Who are some of the schools that are kind of in the mix that you also were kind of considering?
We were kind of considering like Arizona, Texas Tech, and Gonzaga, South Carolina, a little bit of Kentucky. Those are the major schools that were just in the loom.
And what do you like about some of those programs as kind of a whole?
Um, what I really liked was what some of the coaches were saying, how they're really focused on me and my development and trying to help me make it to my goal. So that's what really caught my attention with them. But MSU, MSU took me off my feet. So yeah.
And you're going to be joining this class. I mean, you're part of 2022 right now. You have a guy that's the number one overall player in Emoni Bates. How appealing did that make Michigan State having a guy of Emoni's caliber already committed there?
To be honest, it didn't have much of an effect on me. It was just really what the staff and coaches was saying to me and how I felt every time I would visit. But my base is amazing players, super talented, and I just really feel like me and coming together, teaming up some type of duo is just gonna bring a national championship.
So when would you say the point was that you realized Michigan State was the school you wanted? Like how far away from when you actually announced and made it public did you know Michigan State was the school you were going to go?
Um, it was a week before. A week before we had a Zoom call, and coaches was saying a lot of great stuff to me and just filling in a lot of the question marks we wanted to know. And obviously with my recruitment, we weren't being so direct. So it was just something that we wanted to let just come naturally. And he just all the question marks that we had, he just filled it in for us and the staff. So that's when I knew I was like, this is definitely the place for me. With him along coming down to just come and see me, even in a practice setting. So all of that was accounted for. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so we know you now. We talked about Monty Bates. 2021 already has guys like Max Christie. They have Pierre Brooks. That could possibly be four guys you guys all get a chance to play together. How excited to be have that core down? How excited to be able to have those four guys locked in now?
It's amazing. It's definitely something new. Like I didn't know Like I knew some of them were being recruited, but for Pierre to commit, Max, Emoni, I was like, yo, like this is definitely the place, especially with everything that's happened with my recruitment with MSU. And it's amazing. Like I seen a lot of them play, and like they're really nice, and we definitely have all the talent that we need to come in and just to win a national championship. We can't wait.
Have you been able to build a relationship with any of them yet?
Um, yes, I've DM'd and texted like Emoni and Max. I haven't texted Pierre yet, but yeah, I'm trying to build a relationship with them. So when I meet them, it's natural.
And there's a lot of rumors, especially a big guy possibly coming in soon. And Jaden, he's a guy that has Michigan State in that top group, a hometown guy. How special would it be if he could be added on to this class now?
Yo, it'd be amazing, especially with him as a talented point guard. It'd be amazing. Like all the pieces that we already have, would just top it off. And I really feel like I want him to commit, but it's up to him. It's up to him.
So if we have a lineup potentially of you, Emoni, Pierre, Max, and Jaden, how special would you guys be in a season?
Oh, super special. I'm even just reading some of the articles that people are writing. Just this is something new, especially for MSU to get like even 3 5 stars. Like this is something new, special, and I know definitely a lot of people want to come and watch, even just drive down and just watch MSU basketball and watch us all play and make history.
Would you say there's anyone else besides Jaden that you guys are kind of targeting or like to add on either to your class or 2021?
No, not that I know about. Not that I know about.
Gotcha. And there's another big rumor. I mean, some people obviously say both you and Emoni could reclass if that's something that you guys wanted to. Is that something you will consider or potentially look at if the opportunity approaches itself?
Maybe, but as for right now, I'm still staying in 2022.
Without a doubt. And until the 2020, they also have a few other big time players. Matty Soku's a big time guy. AJ Hogard. Do you happen to know them at all yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't. Not
Gotcha.
yet.
Without a doubt, man. So Michigan State will be where you're going to be playing at. Being at kind of a blue blood school, one of the best programs ever to do it. What will it be like, kind of representing that and continue a legacy and kind of build a legacy at one of the most historic colleges in all America?
It's amazing. It's just it's like it's not something it's not an everyday thing to just be part of such an amazing program and continue the legacy. Like it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Something that you should not take for granted, and that I'm definitely not.
No doubt, man. So you'll be playing the Big Ten, one of the best conferences as well. How excited would be a part of that conference?
Amazing. I know there's a lot of elite players, a lot of disciplined players, and I'm ready to go in and just prove the world that I'm a part, and maybe even better.
Who would you say you're most excited to go up against in that conference?
Um, not too sure. Haven't really looked into it too much like that, but I know there's going to be some players. There's going to definitely be some teams, some players that I definitely want to go up against, and yeah.
And as we talked about a little bit earlier, you are a Canadian basketball player. You're the best Canadian in your class. Talk about just coming from Canada and what it's going to be like kind of representing Canada while you come to America and play in college.
It's a lot. I feel like there's a lot on my shoulder. I also play with a chip on my shoulder. Just also representing with all the other basketball players that have led the path, led the way for a lot of Canadian basketball players. And just I feel like for me, it's more about letting the youth know that it doesn't matter where you come from in Canada, you can make it out and you can go far. And you can prove yourself that you can be a top basketball player.
And you just nailed it there. I mean, I think people realize Canada basketball's for real. You guys have over 15 players now in the NBA from Canada, and I think a lot more will be coming in the next 4, 5, 6 years. What's it like seeing the rise of Canada basketball now?
It's amazing. Even for me, like when I was younger, I would watch Andrew Wiggins and Tristan Thompson and just hear stories. Like even Anthony Bennett, the guys like them, see what they did, and that would just motivate me, showing me that I can make it out. I can be a Canadian basketball player. I don't have to leave, or I don't have to always go to America or play prep in America to make it. So you can make it from anywhere.
Who would you say kind of inspired you to start playing basketball?
Um. Well, more so, me and my brother. My brother started playing ball before me, but obviously he introduced me to. Obviously, he led or set the path kind of for me to play ball, and then I took it upon myself to go look at other Canadian hoopers, like especially Andrew Wiggins.
That's big time, man. So we talk about your 2022 class, just guys in high school that's still in from Canada. There's a ton of you guys. Who's some of the other top players that you enjoy playing with that's from Canada?
Definitely like playing with Caleb Houston. I love played with him in the Team Canada. GJ Jackson, a whole bunch of them. Jaden Sharp, and all those guys are fun to play with. Amazing players.
I want to talk a little about Caleb. I mean, he's a guy that just reclassed 2021. I feel like, I mean, he's a top 5 player, but he's super underrated. People don't know exactly what he does. Take us through how special he is and what you think he's capable of potentially reaching down the road.
Yo, he's an amazing player. He's definitely underrated. He's kind of like to me, I call him a ghost because he doesn't have Instagram. He doesn't usually
Mhm.
use social media too much. So not a lot of people know about him if you're not really in the basketball world. But yeah, he's an amazing player. He can create his own shot. Amazing shooter, lights out, can dribble, handle the ball. 6'8", small forward. I'm pretty sure he can even handle the point. So he's an amazing, talented player.
You've had an opportunity already to go play with the FIBA team. You probably would have been able to do that this season, but obviously COVID shut down FIBA, shut down all that stuff happening. But just what was it like being able to kind of represent your country?
It was amazing. Um, Something that I heard when I was playing Team Canada, it's like this is a special opportunity. Usually, like if you're going to represent your country, there's only two ways that you're doing it. It's either you're doing it in a war, and I was fortunate to do it for basketball in basketball terms. So it was just amazing to represent and have Canada on my chest while I play basketball in the nationals FIBA.
And we know whenever the Olympics happen, you're a guy that potentially could be in the mix for it, or at least down the road someday in the Olympics. Would possibly playing for the Canadian Olympic team interest you someday?
Yes, definitely. I definitely would love to play for Team Canada again.
Hmm. No doubt, man. I saw with George Harris prep. Big time year for you. Really broke out in the grind section this past season. What was it like just getting that spotlight and kind of blowing up this past year?
Um, it was fun. It was fun. It was definitely a learning experience. When I came back home, it was kind of like my first time as a starter. Usually, where all the preps that I went to, I kind of came off the bench and I watched the seniors go ahead of me. And when I came home, it was finally my turn. So I was just happy to have such a platform.
When would you say it kind of clicked for you that you started realizing you're not only a great basketball player, but you could become an elite prospect and potentially even a pro prospect down the road?
With my first couple games in grind, because grind is some of the top best talents in high school. So my first games in grinds when I knew I could really hang with the guys in grind, and I knew I'm definitely a top guy.
Who would you say was your favorite matchup from the past season?
Playing against Jalen Green and playing against Kyle Duke at the Rock in Florida. Yeah.
No doubt, man. So you have 2 more years left of high school basketball. What are some of the goals and achievements you want to have before you move on to college?
Um, Goals. Definitely win a grind national championship. That's my biggest goal. That's the goal that I'm really working towards. Hopefully, if the season really comes along and COVID doesn't stop it, that's definitely the goal for me and my team to win a national grand championship. And I'm to be honest, I think that's the only goal that we have as a team right now, and me personally too.
That's big time, man. A couple more things before I let you go. One of them is talking about you potentially as a pro. I mean, we know that's your ultimate goal. You're going to be at that point someday. Coming out of high school, I mean, if the G League or if being able to go straight to the NBA is available to you, is that something you might look into?
Um, Depends, maybe, but to be honest, I'm really happy at MSU, and I definitely would want to have a college career before I headed to the NBA.
That's big time, man. You also mentioned Kentucky was kind of the mix for you. That's a program that obviously is another blue blood. What would it have possibly taken for them to possibly land you?
Um, I would say a little bit more communication, maybe, but I doubt it. MSU is definitely the place for me.
I know you're also a believer. Kind of talk about your faith and how God's helped get you to the point you're at today.
A lot. God has helped me a lot. To be honest, I don't know where I would be right now without God. I'm happy that with when I went to school in America, all the schools that I went to, they had Christian that had Christian backgrounds behind them. So that helped me, stay connected to God and not stay or course off my path. So.
And being an athlete, it's not always easy to keep spreading his message. We know, I mean, lots of comes with being an athlete, temptation-wise stuff. How have you been able to stay true to God and kind of stick to your path that God has in store for you throughout getting all this attention?
Just always staying humble, and I also have a Christian background. My parents took me to church a lot when I was younger. So yeah, just staying humble and just always driving and looking for success, and just keeping my head down, head low, and just knowing that if I work hard, then I'm gonna make it, and I got God on my side.
Amen, man. I know we've also talked about it a couple of times before, but I know your favorite rapper is also Pop Smoke. Take us through, when was the first time you started listening to him, and why is one of your favorite, if not your favorite rapper?
It was his that one song that blew up, "Welcome to the Party."
Mm-hmm.
When I heard that, I heard it a couple times, and I kind of wasn't paying attention too much. But the one time I was in the car, a radio station came on, I was listening to it, and I was like, "Yo, this is a banger. This is hard." And then ever since then, like, I just been a Pop Smoke fan. But R.I.P. to Pop Smoke. Sad that he had to die. He's gone too soon.
For sure, man. I was like wrapping up talking about your legacy. By the time you walk away from this game someday, man, what do you want your legacy to be for what you do, both on the court as well as off of it?
Someone who gave back to the community, and being a dominant basketball player, a dominant center in the game.
Absolutely, man. Final thing, give me three things. What's your three biggest goals you want to achieve while you're at Michigan State?
Probably maybe breaking like a rebounding record, or holding the highest rebounding in the Big Ten, and maybe like Rookie of the Year, something like that. I haven't really thought too much about it.
For sure, man. I can imagine also a championship.
Yes, definitely.
Without man. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on, my guy, and congratulations on the commitment again, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me on the show.
Of course, man. You're always welcome on, man. God bless.
You too. God bless.